What's up, YouTube? Today we're looking at a little bit of new news that was recently dropped. It is Fashion Week, but a Rocket Takeover event. And with Fashion Week and Rocket Takeover come new Pokemon as well as new Shadows, which also means new Purified Pokemon. So one Pokemon in particular we're going to look at right away is this Pokemon Graphi. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have not really played the main series games all that much, but hopefully, if I haven't, just correct me in the comments down below. But we're kind of going to look at its PvP relevance. The recommended moveset on PvPoke when you first plug it in is a triple poison moveset with Poison Jab, Poison Fang, and Sludge Bomb. But I actually found the win rate was slightly better if you use Mud Slap. And then if we look at it in a +1 Mud Slap energy lead scenario in the ones, it goes 20 and 17. So it's basically like a XL Grimer on steroids. It's a poison normal typing, which is pretty unique because most poisons struggle against your ghosts, unless they're poison darks, of course, then they have some play. But poison normal is actually even better, like resistance wise. So if you can get it into a safe swap position and get a one mud slap energy lead, I think this Pokemon honestly has a lot of potential. And especially with Poison Fang, I think, I mean, you're probably going straight Poison Fang. I can't imagine a time you'd really ever go Sludge Bomb unless I don't know, you're going for the nuke move in the ones and you're baiting with a Poison Fang kind of thing. But yeah, I think a very interesting Pokemon. I'm excited to see how well it performs in GBL. That being said, it is being released behind eggs in 12-kilometer eggs, so getting a good IV1 is going to be tough because unfortunately you're going to need to receive it in a trade. So we saw something kind of similar with Corsola, which isn't great, but hopefully it'll come out in the wild eventually a little bit later on. The next Pokemon that we're going to be looking at is Diggersby. So Diggersby or Bunnelby is getting its Shadow form, which is pretty exciting. So first up, we have just normal Diggersby, how we have it now against the current meta, 20 and 17. Everyone knows that this Pokemon is absolutely everywhere. It's super strong. And the Shadow form actually doesn't really help it. It drops the average, it drops your win rate. Granted, it's still over 500 and still a positive win rate, but it actually is worse than normal Diggersby. And that kind of makes sense, right? I mean, the whole reason Diggersby is so strong is because of its bulk. It's kind of like when Bastiodon got a shiny. I'm not a shiny, a Shadow. No one really used the Shadow Bastiodon because it's not. I mean, it's not really the Smackdowns that were oppressive. It was more the fact that Bastiodon is just so bulky. So making it less bulky doesn't really help the Pokemon all that much. That being said, Purified Diggersby, which might I add will be less XLs anyways, because it has a minimum of a 2 attack. If you get a perfect, like if you get a 0, I think it's like a third. If you get like a 0, 13, 12, I think, and then it'll become a 2, 15, 14, or I think that's the optimal IVs for a Purified Diggersby. But that being said, if you run Quick Attack, Return, Scorching Sands, because Return is stab and it's less energy than Hyper Beam, look at this win rate and look at the average. The highest average and the highest win rate out of all three. And it's not even close. 25 and 12 is disgusting. I mean, absolutely disgusting. Look at the wins that you pick up in the bottom. Ariados, Bibarel, Cresselia, other Diggersbys, Feraligatr. You beat Feraligatr. Both Shadow and non-Shadow. You beat Marowak, Quagsire, Talonflame. These are Pokemon that, I mean, Talonflame normally completely walls you, first of all. These are Pokemon that have super effective coverage on you with Aqua Tail and Hydro Cannon, and now you're beating them in the ones. Absolutely absurd. Oh yeah, 2, 14, 15 right there. It says right there. So you'd want like a 0, 12, 13. ideally, as a shadow, and then you purify and you get what you want. But um, yeah, I mean, you look at the shadow one too. I mean, it's got some nice wins there. It's kind of the same. The Ariados, the Barrel, other Diggersby, for Alligator, Marowak, but you are also losing several matchups, and some of those matchups are really important, like the Malamar matchup or the Mandibuzz and the Superior. And but I mean, obviously, if you're dropping the Fire Punch, you're not going to be doing as well. But yeah, because you drop the Superior and the Greninja on the bottom one as well. But like that kind of makes sense, right? But I think Return Scorching Sands Diggersby is going to be gross, and I'm honestly really excited for it because I don't have a Diggersby built yet, but I do have almost all the excels I would need. So I'm going to be definitely grinding that one. And then the last one we're going to look at, kind of a short video today, is Superior, and we're going to be looking at it in the zero shield scenario. The reason we're doing that is just because of how strong it looks in the zero shield. I mean, the averages are pretty much the same. So your wins are less convincing, but you get more wins kind of deal. And then you have a few harder losses that you can't really recover from. That being said, now you're going 23 and 14. It is a strict upgrade in the zeros, purely based on win-loss ratio, which means that you're gonna pick up Clodsire no matter what move set it's running, which is crazy. A Sludge Bomb Clodsire, you are beating in the zeros because 2 Frenzies now take out, and now you're also beating Malamar, which is pretty crazy. So really cool pickups for Superior. But yeah, I mean, that is pretty much all I wanted to look at today. These are the only ones that I think really are going to have an impact. Hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe there'll be some other cool things that come out of the woodworks that we don't expect. But there's not going to be any more shadows that we don't know about. They're going to tell us about those. That being said, this does mean a switch in this shadow rotation. So hopefully we can get Shadow Scorpy back in shadow rotation so that we can get Shadow Drapion, because we've seen how strong it's been in this current meta. So yeah, maybe a future video on that if we can. Soon I've got a Color Cup video coming, a very cool team. I kind of showcased what team it was going to be in my top teams video that I posted the other day. So definitely look forward to that. There's only one Pokemon that I switched, but it's still pretty much the same idea, and it's probably one of the more fun ones on the list. But I won't go into any more detail than that. That being said, thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, peace.